Jabulani nonke makerina, jabulani nonke hauswege, tina siakia, sikia ngesteskini, sishaya ngesem7, hauswege, tina siakia, sikia ngalemota. Sishaya ngepasoka hauswege umkhonzolo uhamba ngejuba umkhonzolo uhamba ngejuba samba mungala samba malani wathi tambo diyeke hangele ngiphinde uhleka lamapho hambazolo uhamba ngejuba umkhonzolo uhamba ngejuba hamba mungala samba hawathi tambo diyeke hamba mungala hawathi tambo diyeke hambazolo uhamba ngejuba umkhonzolo uhamba ngejuba samba mumalane hawathi tambo diyeke samba muma hangele ngijabele kuhleka lamapho umkhonzolo uhamba ngejuba umkhonzolo uhamba ngejuba samba mumala hawathi tambo diyeke hantelise hansoze phinde ilandelemo umkhonzolo uhamba ngejuba umkhonzolo uhamba ngejuba samba mumala wathi tambo diyeke hangele ngiphinde umkhonzolo uhamba ngejuba umkhonzolo uhamba ngejuba samba mumalana holane wathi tambo diyeke hansoze ngiphinde khonzolo umkhonzolo samba mumalana hangele ngiphinde umkhonzolo umkhonzolo samba mumalana hangele ngiphinde ANC Unity makawan ixesha Unity
ikomanda yamaforces uhere kwayuheri kwana ikomanda yamaforces uhere ayuheri kwana wathi sibathule uyozo akanda uhere wathi sibathule uyozo akanda uye yedwa ayuheri kwana uye yedwa silaula uhere ayuheri kwana silaula uhere othi sibathule uyozo akanda uye yedwa ayuheri kwana ikomanda yamawasise ayuheri kwana ikomanda yamaweria ayuheri kwana sethi uye yedwa ayuheri kwana sethi uye yedwa ayuheri kwana komanda nasengavuma ayuheri kwana ela hambona Panyaza kimutu uto akhotsone ela Angola oh yeah. Nabantu abamnya hele leswe thambo hele leswe labantu abamnya hele leswe lokhokobe leswe labantu abamnya walilizwe lokhokobe walilizwe labantu tsu walilizwe thambo walelezwe labantu abamnyama walelezwe thambo walelezwe la tsu walelezwe lokhokobe walelezwe labantu abamnyama
Let's take our seats, comrades. Thank you, comrades. That was a good spirit. Realebo. Amandla. Amandla. Viva unity, viva. Viva unity, viva. Thanks, comrades. Comrades, we are going to proceed. Our National Treasurer General is here. Long live Comrade Paul Mashatile, long live. Long live former chairperson Paul Mashatile, long live. Comrades, the Electoral Commission has indicated that they need additional time to ensure that everything is done properly. I think we should grant them that time. We'll rather be sure rather than make mistakes, comrades. So the team that is working on the declaration have also requested additional time. Comrades, wait. Comrades, so we are of the view that we should introduce our National Treasurer General, so that I will introduce him with some few remarks, and thereafter we hand over to him. He addresses conference, and hopefully by that time everyone will be ready. Dumela. Yo, Dumela. 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 Thanks, comrades. Program Director, Comrade Nomantu Morali Huku, our Deputy Chairperson, members of the office bearers represented here by our Provincial Secretary, Comrade TK Ngiza, the Deputy Secretary, Comrade Tasnim Mutara, and our Provincial Treasurer, Comrade Murakani Musupse. We want to acknowledge and welcome our Treasurer General, Comrade Paul Mashatile, and members of the NEC that have been with us since day one. Thank you so much, members of the NEC that have been working with us since day one. I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge our Premier, Comrade David Makura, our provincial leadership of the ANC Veterans League, ANC Women's League, and ANC Youth League. Our Revolutionary Alliance partners, the South African Communist Party, COSATU, and SANCO. The leadership from all our regions in Gauteng, as well as the leadership of the Progressive Youth Alliance and representatives of the faith-based organizations, civil society organizations, business and professionals that attended our conference, fellow delegates. Comrades, we gather this evening with the unfortunate news of the slaughter of 15 of our community members in Soweto in the early hours of this morning. We do so painfully recognizing that this level of lawlessness must not only be crushed, but must be permanently eliminated in our society. We want to send a strong message to the perpetrators. They can run, they can hide. Our law enforcement agencies will find them and they will pay the heaviest price of their lives. The African National Congress met on the occasion of its 14th Provincial Conference. The conference was attended by 1,122 voting delegates representing 418 branches. Among the non-voting delegates, we had our allies, the South African Communist Party and COSATU, as well as representatives of organs of civil society. The conference met under the theme, Reasserting the Vision of the Freedom Charter in the Year of Unity and Renewal to defend and advance South Africa's democratic gains. Comrades, we also meet in this region of Ekurhuleni, where our stalwarts are resting in this particular region. We speak of Oliver Tambo, Chris Hani, Thomas Nkobi, Clopas Sibanda, Mampeta Towa, and many other comrades that we believe will be proud that when we held our conference in this region, we started that conference and concluded that conference in this particular region. We equally stand on the shoulders of great leaders of our movement. For example, yesterday, the 9th of July, marked the 112th birthday of our leader, Istwalandwe Seaparangwe, Comrade Govan Mbeki, a revolutionary thinker and an astute communist, a death-defying freedom fighter, a combatant in the Defiance Campaign, and the Congress of the People, which adopted the Freedom Charter. He's one of the founders of Umkhonto Wesizwe, a Rivonia trialist, and a Robben Island political prisoner, but most importantly, an accomplished writer, affectionately known as Uomgov in our ranks. But certainly, comrades, on this day as well, the 9th of July, we remember a young, brave warrior, a member of Umkhonto Wesizwe, who was brutally assassinated by the apartheid forces, Ashley Krill. Yesterday, it was the 35th anniversary since his death. He represents a galaxy of MK soldiers who declared freedom or death, victory is certain. Their exemplary conduct indicates their commitment to ensure that today we are free and we can declare that we'll continue with the struggle to liberate our people. Comrades, we come to you solidly united behind the banner of one dynamic and powerful movement called the African National Congress. Those who thought this conference will not start nor conclude, we want to unequivocally so declare we have started conference and we are about to conclude conference of the ANC. We are also proud that as we announce the leadership that is going to lead this province, we are proud that this leadership will be inclusive and this leadership will be made of men and women who will be determined to represent the aspirations of our people in our province. No one won in this conference, and no one lost in this conference. The African National Congress is victorious. We come out of this conference as one formation. We come out of this conference as one organization. We come out of this conference as one unit. And we proudly come out of this conference as determined soldiers that are ready to enter the battlefield to defend the African National Congress. As we leave this conference, we have officially disbanded our factions. As we live as sons and daughters of the ANC, as we leave this conference, we officially declare that the elected leadership must lead us all and not lead a faction beyond this conference. As we leave this conference, we also officially declare that no one will be purged or removed at their workstation or as councillors or representative of our people purely because their democratic choices never prevailed in this conference. We come to you, fellow delegates. We come to you, fellow delegates, filled with feelings of love. We come to you to declare our unwavering love of our people. We come to you to recommit that the ANC of Oliver Tambo will be reborn in our province. We come to you, fellow delegates, that the aspirations and wishes of Chief Albert Lutuli will be renewed in our province. We come to you, fellow delegates, that the aspirations and wishes of Charlotte Maxeke will rise again in our province. We come to you, delegates, to declare that the aspirations and wishes of Antoni Lembede, Peter Mokaba, Kalushi Mahlangu, it's back, and you are capable to follow the struggles that they fought and advance the wishes of our people. The first conclusion that we want to declare, comrades, is that you don't agree with those that think the ANC is finished. We can make a huge comeback, as our chairperson indicated in his opening report. Coalition governments that have been established in our metros and some at local authorities are very fragile, and they are not responding to the service delivery needs of our people. The moment has arrived that a strong, talented, agile ANC must rise from the ashes and take its rightful place in all the municipalities in our province. The economic centers of Gauteng are under this fragile and unstable coalition governments are a risk, and all these unstable local authorities are creating a problem in our province. We want to send a strong message to all coalition governments in our province. Out of this conference, we think you are ready to tackle them. There are three things, comrades, that we want to share with you. These are the things that we believe as we go to the extended PEC and clean all our resolutions that we have taken here. These three things must be at the center of what we are going to do from now on. These are the things that came out of your reports, and we want to report them the way they are. The first one, comrades, we are 19 months away from the 2024 national and provincial elections. And therefore, we should appropriately establish structures that will assist us to respond to this challenge. The second one, comrades, we have no choice. We have no choice, comrades. We have to go back to our constituencies. And our constituencies are clear we must not be confused. Unless we change the lives of our people in the township, informal settlement and hostels, will never be an African National Congress that our people can support. The last, which is the third part, that we must build a state capacity that is ready to deliver services for our people. Gone are the days that we should rely on third parties to deliver services. We must strengthen and have a strong government that is agile and ready to deliver those services on its own without going through many third parties that can deal with these issues. Let me start with elections, comrades. As we approach the last 19 months towards the national and provincial elections, we should immediately turn all our branches, all our zonal structures, all our regions and provincial structures to be immediately turned into election structures. The 156 branches that didn't join us in this conference, comrades, it's a serious indictment to all of us. These 156 branches that were supposed to be here, it simply means there is no presence of the ANC in those areas. As we move to convert our structures into election structures, we must start with these 156 branches. And we know, comrades, why these 156 branches could not join us. It's factional battles, it's gatekeeping, it's people who think if their wishes cannot be fulfilled, the branch can't sit. We must confront those people mercilessly. And our position must be clear, comrades. Those that have done wrong things come into this conference, regardless of the slate that they supported. If you have done a wrong thing, you must know we are coming for you. If we can't maintain discipline in the African National Congress, it's the end of all of us. But that discipline must not have eyes, that discipline must not have friends, that discipline must be biased. It must be a proper discipline that must tackle those that are illegal. I want to suggest to you, comrades, the first act of ill discipline that you must tackle head on, comrades, it's those that nearly collapsed this conference. When we have a conference package, they go outside and write a different conference package outside the BBGM. That's the highest form of ill discipline. That's the highest form of ill discipline that should not be tolerated. Comrades, as we move towards national and provincial elections, comrades, as we move towards establishing election structures, comrades, whoever that will deliver victory for the ANC will lead our election machinery, regardless whether they're in the BC, REC, or PEC. We need people who are committed to take us forward. The accountability of these structures will remain intact. But we need people who will work and not guard their territory. We need cadres who will know how to work with other cadres. We need people who love our people than themselves. Here we need comrades that are ready to sacrifice for the victory of the African National Congress. Comrades, we are entering a territory that is not friendly to us. We are entering a territory that is united against us. We are entering a territory of organizations that are so obsessed with the ANC that they forget that they exist. We are entering a territory where our voters doubt us. And therefore, comrades, I want to take you to the next priority that we need to take, comrades. From now on, comrades, we must instruct all our governments. We must instruct local governments where we control. We must instruct the provincial government where we lead. If what we are going to do does not start in the township, we must not do it, comrades. What we are going to do, comrades, we must do it better in our informal settlements. What we are going to do, comrades, we must do it much, much better in our rural areas, comrades. Our township must be converted into smart townships. If there is something we must tell the Department of eGov, it's eGov ensure that all our townships have free Wi-Fi and reliable internet. Comrades, townships are going to be our territory. That's where our people are. We can't go and mobilize our people in townships that are dirty. We must remove dirt in all our townships. All the sewer that is free-flowing must come to an end, and our children must not play inside sewer. We must eliminate the bucket system in all our informal settlements. And our wish must be clear, comrades. Our wish must be clear, comrades. We must release the land that we have as government and ensure that we add water, we add electricity, we add sewer, we add tar roads. Our people will build their own houses out of those particular things. We must convert these townships, comrades. That's where our people are. If we can't do that, comrades, we'll be finished. And sometimes, comrades, we must take critical decisions and critical reviews. We must decide, Comrade Premier, should we expand Gauteng or should we suspend Gauteng for the next 2 years and eliminate one informal settlement forever in our communities? Should we have a fashion week, or should we take that budget of a fashion week and go and clean a township in our communities? Comrades, we don't want to underestimate the importance of this transport mode to ensure that our people get jobs. But now, comrades, every budget, if it doesn't go to the township, every budget, if it doesn't go to our informal settlement, each budget, if it doesn't go to our hostels, each budget, if it doesn't go to our rural areas, it must not have our support, comrades, because that's where we need to change our lives. I want to thank our Premier and the leadership of Department of Economic Development for passing the Township Economic Development Bill, comrade. That particular bill is a demonstration, comrades, that we can do it. That particular bill, comrades, even our enemies voted for that particular bill because it's a bill that is progressive. So, Comrade Premier, we can't pass our bill and fold our arms. The bill is clear. If the Department of Health have to buy bread, it must buy it in the township, nowhere else. If we have to do things, we must support township businesses, but also township businesses must ensure that they deliver on time within price. So, comrades, I challenge you. I challenge you. Let us be the first generation that commits itself that in our lifetime we will see the elimination of informal settlements rather than the increase of informal settlement in our communities. To do that, To do that, we have to ensure that we are merciless to landlords that create informal settlement overnight. To do that, we have to ensure, comrades, any political party that will encourage people to invade land, we must deal decisively with that political party with all the means that we have at our end. Comrades, as I conclude so that I can invite our Treasurer General, I know, comrades, we all work as a collective, but allow me to pay tribute to this special child, a special son of our movement. I first met him 31 years ago when I was a part of a delegation of students from Natal. It was on the 6th of September 1991, to be precise, when we elected him to be the president of the newly established student movement, the South African Student Congress. We met again in Gauteng almost 21 years later, when he was elected to the leadership structure that was called the Gauteng Interim Leadership Corps. Under his leadership, he disbanded me in 2 regional executive committees that I served in Kyalami and Eastern regions. But the disbandments were painful but not malicious. It was a process of rebuilding the African National Congress in our province. I was a delegate at every conference that was elected in our province. Firstly, as a provincial secretary, secondly, as the deputy provincial chairperson, and lastly, as a provincial chairperson. I always marveled at your leadership capabilities. His understanding of the ANC remains unmatched. His presentation of his political reports are out of this world, well-researched, relevant, and providing solutions. Comrades, join me in declaring that Comrade David Makhura is a gifted cadre of our movement. Amandla. Comrades, we must not only protect him, but we must continue to use him to the betterment of our movement and government. Comrade David, as you said, when you're concluding your conference report, you are not retiring from politics. Comrade David, be assured, when we go to the national conference in a few weeks' time, we will carry and defend your name as this province of Gauteng. As the chairperson, comrades, together with the collective comrades, we must support Comrade David and give him all the necessary space for him to assist us, comrades. Comrade David, you remain our premier and continue to lead us in government without any inch of fear that your time is over. I also want to take this opportunity, comrades, to thank our previous PEC, especially the office bearers that we worked with, Comrade Park Stow and Comrade Jacob Cowen. We remain two comrades and will never forsake you nor abandon you, and you remain too special to continue to work with us within the structures of the African National Congress. Comrades, as I conclude, I'm releasing you, children of Oliver Tambo. Go out and make the ANC proud. I'm releasing you, you children of Anton Lembet and Peter Mkaba. Go out and touch every base of young people that they must understand they are better off under the banner of the African National Congress. I'm releasing you in Bogoto of Charlotte Macleck. Go and tell all our women the ANC's back and determined. I'm releasing you, comrades. I'm releasing you, delegates. Go to every street, every village, every community, and paint it black, green, and gold. I'm releasing you, fellow delegates. Go and tell our people we have learned and now we are ready to serve them. I'm releasing you, fellow delegates. Let every person in Gauteng, let every structure in our province, let every individual in our province, they must know it's only the ANC that can make their lives much better than any other organization in our province. We are ready to enter these elections in 19 months' time. We are ready to confront them. And the message is simple. Peace Guabo. Thank you, comrades. Amandla, hula ANC, hula ANC, hula. Awiwendi khetong, awiwengi, awiwendi khetong, awiweng. Comrades, I'm proud to introduce the son of this province, a person that led us in difficult and good times. The Treasurer General of the African National Congress in our country, Comrade Paul Mashatile, to come and address us. Comrade Paul.
mashati ixesha yonete mashati
Mandla, matla, emazwini yobaka, emazwini yobaka, emazwini yobaka, emazwini yobaka, ANC yobaka, ANC yobaka, emazweni yobaka, emazweni yobaka, emazweni yobaka, emazweni yobaka, ANC yobaka, ANC yobaka, ANC yobaka, ANC yobaka. Reperil. It's good to be in Gauteng. Kutlwa nkare ke tla kena ke moya. It's always nice to be home. But because it's in the evening, I decided not to make a long speech. Because you have been in a conference for a while, not only this week. So, comrades, let me start firstly by saying on behalf of the National Executive Committee of the ANC and on behalf of this conference, join our chairperson, Comrade Panyaza, for conveying our sincere condolences to the families of the 15 people who were brutally murdered in the early hours of this morning at one of our informal settlements near Soweto. Also convey our sincere condolences to those of our people who were murdered in KwaZulu-Natal and other parts of our country. We call upon the law enforcement agencies to leave no stone unturned in dealing with this problem. Let all these perpetrators be brought to book. Let us also take this opportunity to pay homage to many of our fallen patriots, as our chairperson mentioned them this evening. May their souls rest in eternal peace. We say to all of them, today we walk on your footsteps. Comrade Chairperson, I want to start by conveying my sincere thanks and that of the NEC to the chairperson, former chairperson of Gauteng, and our premier, Comrade David Makura, and the collective of the PEC. And those who have not returned in the current PEC, Comrade Jacob Kawe, Comrade Pakstau. What did I say? Oh, okay, in the POB, sorry. Those who did not return in the POB. They may return in the PEC. We want to say, comrades, to all of you, Comrade Makura and the collective of the ANC in this province. It has been a difficult 4 years to date. You went through a difficult election campaign in 2019, difficult local government election in 2020. You took us through the advent of COVID-19, which was devastating. You organized successful conferences up to this date. These were indeed serious challenges, but we want to thank you, Comrade Makura, and your collective for the work that you have done. Very focused, dealing with challenges, giving firm leadership, but above all, ensuring that there is always discipline within our ranks. Comrade Chairperson, let us also thank the NEC deployees. Our NEC deployees, you'll agree with me, have provided consistency in supporting the work of the PEC. Comrade Joe Maswanganyi and all the NEC deployees and our teams from Luthuli House. We know that it has not been easy, but for this past 4 years, you have worked with this PEC. You have been working with them as they deal with BGMs, BBGMs, regional conferences, and provincial conferences. Let us also thank the branches of our organization. You comrades from our branches, from the RECs, you as delegates to this conference, we want to thank you most sincerely. Without disciplined delegates, there can be no successful conference. I want to most sincerely commend all of you delegates from our branches, those who came from RECs or RTTs, for the disciplined manner in which you conducted yourself up to now. We know that this conference is a continuation of the conference that started 2 weeks ago. But since you arrived 2 weeks ago, you left, you came back, same discipline, same consistency. We want to commend you, comrades, for that. We know that you have worked long hours into the night. I think some of the evenings you didn't sleep. So we want to commend you for that kind of perseverance, hard work, and ensuring that you are united by a common goal. And that goal was to have a successful conference in this province of Gauteng. Comrade Chairperson, I want also to, on behalf of the National Executive Committee, congratulate all the comrades who have been elected to the top 5 in this province already. We know that you were still voting this evening, so we will have to congratulate the others in absentia, because they'll probably be announced later this evening. But congratulations to the new PEC. Comrade Panyaza, my chairperson, the immediate task to you and the collective is to unite members of the ANC in this province. Let the factions be buried and forgotten. Comrades, if we are not united, we will not succeed to tackle the challenges that lie ahead. A united PEC must immediately deal with the following, amongst others. I'm just going, Comrade Panyaza, to mention two. Number one is the renewal of the African National Congress, right from branches to the regions, to the province. And of course, we expect Gauteng to contribute to the renewal of the whole of the ANC. Secondly, this new PEC must immediately come up with concrete plans to grow the economy and create jobs. Our people are crying out there, and as you know that these days, if you open radios, you look at TV, people are saying, oh, this ANC people is all about themselves. They don't care about us. So we must say to the PEC, your immediate task is about the people. Go out there, grow that provincial economy and create jobs. And as you do so, work with the national government. So to the new top 5 and the PEC that will be announced this evening, we wish you well with the tasks that lie ahead. Comrade Chair, I'm happy that you were able to go to commissions. You know, these days people are saying we are only interested in elections. These ANC people, when they gather, it's about who must be elected to what positions. So I'm happy that you have gone to commissions as we speak. Because, comrades, going to commission means you have discussed policies. And it means you're going to be able to make contributions to the national policy positions of the African National Congress. Gauteng is not going to come to the national conference not knowing what to say, because you have discussed these policies. So we must commend you for that. Let us also urge the new PEC to begin to look at the campaign for 2024. I'm happy that the chairperson has started pointing in that direction. We were laughing there with Comrade Mondli, Comrade Panyaza, and Comrade Mondli was saying, hey, Panyaza ngat soya campaign nje for 2024. But remember, comrades, you don't win an election in the year of elections. You win it before. So, Comrade Chair, you are on the right direction. To win the hearts and minds of our people in 2024 must begin now. Must begin now. So a big round of applause for the chair. Yeah. Usihlalo usikhokhela to a right direction. Le mutlwila ke re sihlalo. Uthi usihlalo hambani niye bantwini. Tsamayang le batho. Di faction di fedile re ya bathong to work with them. We're not going to work for them, we work with them. So, Comrade Chair, thank you very much for that direction. To say to our delegates and our structures, go now to those communities, go and work with our people on the ground, address the challenges that they are facing. I'm sure, Comrade Panyaza, some of you might, or some amongst us might say to Comrade Panyaza, don't worry about electricity in Soweto. Ke problem ya mayor of Joburg. My advice is that ke problem ya gago. Wabona once only leader province oraya ke dikeni. So I want you, Comrade Panyaza, in the coming week to go to Joburg and say to that mayor, why are my people not having electricity in Soweto? You need to go to move in that space. Don't say, no, eki problem ya local government, eki problem ya national government. You must say, I'm the leader in this province and I want to make sure that our people get a better life. Whether it's by the city of Joburg or by ESCOM or whoever, the chair of our problems must lead us. Comrade Panyaza must lead us and go and make sure that those issues are addressed together with his collective of the PEC. Comrades, as I conclude, I want to, on behalf of the National Executive Committee of the ANC, wish you well in your work in the next coming 4 years. Just to remind you, comrades, just to remind you that on the 18th of July, we celebrate Nelson Mandela Day. And as you know, on that day, we go out, work with communities, clean our townships, fix the roads, paint our schools. Please, let's prepare to ensure that this is going to become one of our important programs this month. In the spirit of Nelson Mandela, the founding father of our democracy, let us assist those who are destitute, those who are most downtrodden. Long live the spirit of Nelson Mandela, long live. Phela kunaphakade, Nelson Mandela, phela kunaphakade. Lastly, comrades, let me take this opportunity to wish the newly elected leadership success in the coming years. Let us focus on renewing the ANC, create jobs for our people, and always work with the people. Listen to their cries, listen to their proposals to transform our country, to bring about a better life to all our people. I want to say to the leadership of Gauteng, really lakaletsa matlhatsi le matlhogonolo. Please work hard. We have confidence in all of you. It's in news. Please remember, comrades, unity is our only way. Unity is our only way. Ha re tshwaraneng ka matsogo, re ye pele. Because if we do so, we will never fall. We can only succeed. Viva the ANC in Gauteng, viva. Hai hule ANC in Gauteng, hai hule. Hai tie ANC in Gauteng, hai tie. Matla. Matla. All power. All power. Realebuha comrades, all the best. I think this has been one of the most successful conferences. Thank you very much.
think so. Thanks, comrades. Thanks, comrades. Be seated. Thank you. Thanks, comrades. Thanks. Amandla. Comrades, we are ready now to table our declaration, comrades. I'll call upon our provincial secretary, Comrade TK Ngiza, to take us through the declaration.
Amandla. Away, two. Viva ANC, viva. Viva ANC, viva. Unity. Unity makaban. Hiklisha. Usiti unity. Unity makaban. Hiklisha. Usiti parama. Uparama ANC Hiklisha. Usiti parama. Uparama ANC Hiklisha. Usiti unity makaban Hiklisha. Amandla. Away, two. Greetings to the Treasurer General of the ANC, Comrade Paul Mashatile. Greetings to the newly elected chairperson, brand new from the box, Comrade Panyaza Lusufi, and the entire top five of the ANC. Natis Konapo, no Comrade Noman, Comrade Tasnim, and Comrade Mrakan. Greetings to the delegates of the ANC coming from all branches of the ANC. Greetings to the alliance partners of the ANC, COSATU, SACP. This, comrades, is the declaration of the African National Congress of the 10th of July. The African National Congress in Gauteng met on the 9th and the 10th of July 2022 to continue with the work of the 14th Provincial Conference, which was held on the 23rd and to the 26th of June 2022 in Ekurhuleni, Lakeside, Benoni. The conference met under the theme Reasserting the Vision of Freedom Charter in the year of Unity and Renewal to defend and advance the South African democratic gains. The conference was attended by 1,022 voting delegates. It was also attended by 158 non-voting delegates. As per the accepted practice, the conference was also attended by the ANC alliance partners, which is COSATU and the SACP. In our inclusive approach and the building of social compact, the conference was attended by religious fraternity, business, and other civil society organizations. The conference was characterized by the spirit of robustness, engagements in debates, in plenary, and in commissions. The delegates discussed freely in the true traditions of the African National Congress. This was undertaken with a sense of responsibility, respect, and discipline. The conference also called upon the delegates of branches to uphold this experience and maintain it as they build strong branches and engage on the challenges facing our people. The conference received an address from the chairperson of the African National Congress, Comrade Gwede Mantashe. In his address, the chairperson emphasized the need for the ANC to take stock on the electoral challenges and called on all the delegates to approach the conference with seriousness that it deserves, warning the conference about the dangers of disunity and factionalism. The conference also received a political report from the former chairperson, Comrade David Makhura. In his address, he covers various challenges faced by the ANC and highlighted delegates to the need to keep a close relationship with our people. In his report, he took stock of the extensive work done by government in the province and served as mechanism to report and account on the achievements and challenges that the provincial government faces. He drew the attention of conference to the key developments in the world, which he refers to as megatrends. Amongst these world crises is inequality, climate change in governments, and the challenges of neoliberalism. He further called for the affirmation of the role of the state, whose centrality is extended by multi-challenges that the world is faced with today. Conference received an organizational report from the Provincial Secretary, Comrade Jacob Kawe. Whilst the organization faced setbacks as far as 2021 local government elections, the organization has been functional and stable. The ANC was able to discharge its responsibility. However, there is a need to strengthen its relationship with the people of our Gauteng. The organization must oversee and shape the work of government and keep deployees accountable. The conference also received the Treasurer's report from Comrade Pakstau. That report painted a picture of an organization that is financial healthy, and that has financial administration that is consistent with global account standards. It received unqualified audit opinions for 4 years since the 13th Provincial Conference. The conference elected new provincial office bearers, which is Comrade Panyaza Lusufi as the chairperson of the province, Comrade Noman Turaluhuku as the deputy chairperson of the province, Comrade TK Niza as a provincial secretary, Comrade Tasnim Mutara as a deputy secretary, Comrade Mamrakane Masumpie as a deputy provincial secretary, provincial treasurer. This was a historic moment for the ANC in Gauteng, as the majority of the provincial. This historic moment for the ANC in Gauteng, as the majority provincial elected are women. This sends a clear message that the ANC believes in the capacity of leadership that is led by women. The outcome of the elections for the provincial office bearers confirms the depth of the understanding about the importance of unity amongst the ANC members in the province. The conference is conceived that we have capable leaders that will take the ANC to the people. We direct the officials of the ANC and the PC to be with the people in fighting social ills. The PEC must work with the communities to address the energy crisis, the high level of unemployment, and building society inclusive. Comrades, the conference agreed that we should focus on the task of dealing with poverty, unemployment, and inequality. As the state, both provincial and local level, we should find effective ways to work with all stakeholders who are critical for achieving our goals. We should initiate social compact that draws citizens, business and civic society, stakeholders, municipalities and public servants to work together to find effective and lasting solutions to the problems that are confronting our people. We should also work together with completion of incomplete programs and programs across the province, especially infrastructure-related programs, housing, health, libraries, sanitation, and economic infrastructure roads, and the work of the special economic zones. The African National Congress, as a disciplined force of the left, must capacitate to continue with leading the creation of the National Democratic Society. The ANC must be modernized as a progressive, non-racial, non-sexist, and democratic national liberation movement. The ANC must also be a political party to register and contest elections, govern when required, participate as an opposition with a task to build national democratic society. The African National Congress remains the best agent for the radical socio-economic transformation. To this end, the ANC must focus on developing the capacity for its structures to integrate organizational work, political work, and elections campaign. The organization must also undertake programs and focus on leading society rather than focusing only on internal organizational issues or elections. The ANC must deepen its relationship with the SACP, COSATU, and civic movements to improve the capacity and ability to managing socio-economic transformation with particular reference to the working class and the poor. It is our view that the story of our work is not adequately presented. South Africa in 2022 is not what it was in 1994. We have experienced challenges and setbacks, but we still have good stories to tell. Going forward, we resolved to talk to people of our province, wherever we find them. Whilst we will have one message, we call all our members to communicate the good work that we've been doing. Furthermore, we want to build the African National Congress that listens. We want to communicate our message, but we also want to be an organization that listens. That is why we are building and renewing the African National Congress. We want to create many avenues where we interact with our people. As this newly elected PEC, we will be consistent in engaging our communities. Every 2 months, the African National Congress public representatives will report on what they are doing for the people. On job retention and job retention will remain an era of focus for the ANC. Creating jobs, building small and medium businesses has to be a principal focus for the African National Congress moving forward. At the heart of these incentives, in the need to create a relationship between the state, labor, and capital, we will have to build a state that has an interest in how companies perform and the state that understands why there is no new investments. We'll also have to find a common solution in investments limitations. We must also address ETV. We must also address challenges relating to access to finance. It is on this basis that the conference reaffirmed agent establishment of provincial bank and broader transformation of banking system. As part of addressing these challenges of access to finance by ordinary citizens in our province, the conference resolved to promote the establishment of cooperative bank. This is a task that is the incoming PEC should drive decisively. The conference endorses and supports the township economy. This act should be improve the economy and the welfare of our people in our township, particularly township economy. While seeking to attend all citizens of Gauteng, we must emphasize majority of our citizens of the province reside in our township. Any meaningful transformation must involve the improvement of our people in townships. The ANC, in the last 28 years, has done a lot to improve the quality of life for people of Gauteng. As the ANC were the first to acknowledge that much more work needs to be done. Gauteng is an epicenter of South African economy, and it continues to experience rapid urbanization and massive migration patterns. This presents challenges for the province. This is because the more we are making meaningful changes, the more people continue to come to Gauteng. This is the reality of our time. We agree, comrades, with that many people are saying. The issue of illegal immigrants requires urgent attention. As we emerge out of this conference, we are calling for greater sense of agency to ensure that the national government will move with speed in resolving the issues of border management. We must also know who comes to South Africa, and we must also know the contribution they are going to make in developing the growth of our country. We must also be ensured that the Township Development Act is implemented to support SMMEs and entrepreneurs. This must be coupled by a clear resolution on the employment of foreign nations in certain sectors of the economy. This migration problem is impacted on the delivery of quality of healthcare, education, and housing, and other social amenities. In response to ongoing challenges caused by urbanization and migration, we declare war against poverty, hunger, and inequality. We emerge out of this conference with a clear sense of agency and emergency to resolve these challenges. We will ensure that we continue to provide quality healthcare, education, produce, and productive child for the future. This includes investing in the delivery of specialized education to produce skills for the future. This work includes ensuring that we deliver education in our mother tongue. Together with the education specialists, we will invest in developing of the mother tongue language. We will continue to transform the delivery of quality healthcare. This includes ensuring that 24-hour primary and community healthcare facilities. We equally believe that we must continue with a plan to advance the task of social transformation and mobilize all our sectors of society. As this conference, we are all calling for our members and progressive forces to social change that will work towards to resolve challenges that are faced by our people. The task of building a social inclusive society and call upon all declaration of Congress of our people in Cape Town in 1955. We must continue to build this country, to build the land, who live in it, whether it's black or white. We will continue with youth sectoral society to build patriotism through sports and creative industry, and work with FBOs, NGOs to build a socially inclusive society. The ANC must lead citizens to involve public community affairs. We call on all progressive forces to deepen our democracy and ensure that citizens participate in state institutions such as school governing bodies. The conference has noted with strides made in fighting gender-based violence. However, we believe that a lot of work still needs to be done to protect women and most vulnerable in society. We will continue to strengthen institutions of state to ensure that gender-based violence is not only reduced, but it ends. We will continue to fight social ills in society whenever they are. But we will pay more attention to townships where crime and violence is increasingly becoming the norm. We believe we will fight this war. We believe we will win this fight by increasing police visibility and building consciousness amongst our people. We will also ensure that we increase patrols and further train and equip the police through the green doors. The conference seriously reflected on pressing challenges confronting our people, and they have to come to define their daily lives and experience. These are urgent crises that requires the immediate solution. The first one, the ANC in Gauteng, we agree with the people that the energy crisis has reached unacceptable levels, that the current crisis must be resolved in the next 18 months. We require an emergent response as we responded to COVID-19 crisis. The African National Congress mandates the chairperson and the PC to emerge, to engage the president in finding the lasting solutions of the energy crisis. We are equally determined that there must be consequence management in a failure to resolve this issue of energy crisis. The second issue, which is an issue that this conference spoke to, is the immigration crisis. The third issue is the basic security in our communities. The fourth issue is the crisis of jobs and high level of unemployment, especially faced by the youth and the women. The fifth issue is the crisis of rising of cost of living, which is unacceptable. The conference resolved that all structures of the ANC must participate in legislative amendment being done specifically on the basic education laws amendment, which will be closed on the 15th of August 2022. The need to prioritize health services and vulnerable communities beyond addressing COVID-19, including addressing medical shortages, laboratories, shortfalls, and reducing waiting lists and time to access the surgery and the specialized care. We reaffirm our support for termination of pregnancy, Act 92 of 1996. We recognize our efforts of the ANC-led government in providing termination of pregnancy services through the state, even though we think the quality of these services can be improved. It is our view that the Department of Health must place greater focus in prevention of programs that will reduce the load of health system. Efforts must be placed on preventing through health promotion and education. On international relations, we note the conflict between Ukraine and Russia, which is a human tragedy that led to several negative effects on the world economy in areas such as energy, food, and other manufactured goods. We commend our government for adopting a non-partisan stance and calling for the resolution for the conflicts through dialogue and peaceful means. We note and commend the continuing diplomatic work done by the African National Congress-led government within the continent. Despite this, we need to pay attention to immigration regime that operates within our country. Reaffirm the point that we are for legal migrants for our country. However, those who enter our country illegally should be subjected to laws of the country. Relating to such activities, we should demand accountability from those responsible for important areas of work. The African continent has witnessed some level of regression in the establishment of state government and the advancement of democratic gains. We condemn the coup that has taken place in Western Africa. We also call for the establishment of Continental Standing Army that will reinforce the African Union program for the democratization of our continent and for the confront the temptation of soldiers who want to overthrow the legitimate legal government. Conference expresses concern on the apparent retrenchment in the political agenda of lobbying the continent. In this regard, we believe our movement and government should distance itself from the acceptance of Morocco as well as granting of observer status to Israel and the African Union. Conference reaffirmed the long-standing support for the fight of the people of West Sahara, the occupied and combative people of Palestine, and the revolutionary people of Cuba. As delegates, in conclusion, comrades, as delegates to the 14th Provincial Conference, we are aware of our challenges that are confronting us. We know that we have to re-earn the trust of our people. We are aware that mistakes have been made. Going forward, we commit ourselves in strengthening the bonds that link us with our people. We will continue with the progress of renewal of the African National Congress. Thank you. Thank you very much, Comrade Pule. We will continue to build the African National Congress that people want and love. We will build an ANC that is grounded in the day-to-day challenges of our people. We are aware of the challenges that are confronting us. We know that the people want jobs and economic security. We know that people want their ANC. Their ANC, the ANC of Chris Hani, the ANC of Joe Slovo, the ANC of Sisulu, the ANC of Winima Mama Tigizela Mandela, the ANC of Harry Kwala, the ANC of Charlotte Maxeke, and many other heroes and heroines of the National Democratic Revolution. It is an ANC that is humble. It is an ANC that has honor. An ANC that has got ethics. We are saying, we are rebuilding the African National Congress of the people. We will rebuild a trustworthy of African National Congress. We will leave this conference with confidence that we are stronger than before we arrived here. We will reflect on various challenges which our people face and challenges that we face as an organization. We are recharged ourselves and we will move as a unit. Long live the African National Congress. Long live. Long live the African National Congress. Long live. Long live ANC. Long live. Long live Gauteng. Long live. Uzoyithola kanjani? Uhlele khoneni? Amandla.
Comrades, if you drive a Hyundai, you will not go home because your keys are here. Please come forward. Comrades, if your name, I'm trying to get this name. If your name is Armufulo, your driver's license is here. Please come and collect it. If you have lost your ABSA debit card, your card is here. This one is strange. It's written the limit of withdrawal at the back. It's Capitec, and the limit is 750 per day. So if it's your card, please. Thanks, comrades. Comrades, let's give a round of applause for our Provincial Secretary, Comrade Nyamazan, Comrade TK. Thank you so much, Comrade TK. Truly appreciate that. Comrades, we have presented to you, and our apologies, comrades, quite a long declaration. It's quite a long declaration, but it's very important, the state and the era that we are in, that we take you through all those issues. Comrades, we have presented to you the declaration. That's a conference declaration for adoption or otherwise. I'll start with you, Papan. I'll take you, Khweransor. I'll take you, Comrade Chilitz.
Thank you, Comrade Chair.
Yeah, let's get two of them, Skokoriko, and then come back to you. Yeah, absolutely. You want that?
Thanks, Comrade Chair. My name is Khwarano Kekana, a provincial task team member of the ANC in Gauteng and a delegate from Ward 75. I stand before conference to move for the adoption of the conference declaration as presented by Comrade TK, our provincial secretary. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Can I get a seconder? Comrade Chilitz.
Amandla, Comrade Chair, I rise to second for the adoption of this powerful declaration of the 14th Provincial Conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Comrade Chilitz. Comrades, it's okay. Comrades, is there anyone? Comrades, is there anyone in the House that is opposed to the adoption of the declaration? Going once, twice, thrice. Comrades, it gives me a great pleasure to declare that the 14th Provincial Conference of the ANC Gauteng declaration is unanimously adopted by conference. Thank you so much, comrades. Comrades, we have one last item on the agenda. We have one last item on the agenda, and that item is the announcement of results for members of the Provincial Executive Committee. The only challenge we have, because the voting station, I didn't want to use this word, but I have no choice. The voting station is quarantined and we can't have access to people that are there. So we don't know how long it will take them to come in. So we don't want to delay conference. Assist me, comrades, wait. we don't want to delay conference. Those that want to wait for the results, you are allowed to wait. And those that want to be released, comrades, don't feel otherwise. You can be excused as well. It has been a long, long, long day. So you are free to choose which one suits you best. But some of us will wait until we get the result. Thank you so much, comrades. You can continue singing. Comrades, the latest information from the Electoral Committee is that they will be ready to release the results at exactly 23 hours. That's 11 p.m. So that's the information, comrades. Thank you. Thank you, comrades. Baba Samayang, it's a mailenka khotso. Ekare mudimu akabale lona le badimu ba le hlokomele. O fihlela re kopana nako e latelang. Ke a leboha bana beso. It's a mailenka khotso.
Okay, members of the media, we can go to the media lounge. And then we come back here at 11. We'll also just arrange for you to have a sit down with the POB. Maybe.